So despite the noise, 30% of dwellings in Australia have been rented. Now that's for over 70 years. So that's actually since literally the 1950s. Now, these include all families, singles, students, and also professionals. Now, what the media likes to say is it's greedy landlords going behind everyone and just taking money off the family that doesn't have any money. Well, if that's true, does that also count for the doctor who's on a locum who might move, for example, out to somewhere like, let's say, Dubbo, because there's a shortage of doctors? Let's say out to Batlow, let's say out to Roma or Surat, let's say out to Shepparton. Does it include them? Does it include the farm workers who we so desperately require out in your rural communities? No, it doesn't. But it suits the rhetoric of these idiot political parties. So, they go behind that. Now, also, the government only provides 8% of the total rental stock on market. Now, if you want to actually make it out that you do a lot for the country and you only own 8% of the total rental stock on market, but 92% is provided by the private market, I do not know why people listen to you, and I do not know why other people do not look at these things. Now, if you looked at these things, you would just literally ignore everything the government says, which you almost should do in this sphere, because they clearly don't know what they're talking about. It's as simple as that. Now, let's go to some more statistics just to show you how poor the government is at doing things like this. Now, in 1976, the government had 300,000 dwellings owned that were available for rent. So that includes your federal, state, and territory governments, right? Now, today, and that is literally 50 or so years later, it has the same number. Now, since 2015, believe it or not, there has been 3 million people come into Australia, and that's the population increase of Australia, 3 million people. Now, you would think that especially since 2015, and especially even worse since 1976, you would have an increase of rental properties. But here's your statistics. Now, look, this is actually so bad for the country. But anyway, let's go to them. Now, over this course of time, we had in 2015, with 3 million less people, 72,000 properties available for rent. Now, today, there are 30,000 properties available for rent. Now, if you don't believe me, let's just have a look at this at the next graph. Now, this is nationally. Now, if you look at this is your stock on market rental listings. Now, you can see before 2015, you had a fair bit of growth there, but we also had population growing. So that's, now these rental listings, again, are mostly provided, as I gave you the statistics, by the private market. Again, so 92% of the private market of rental listings are from the private market. Now, only, as I said, only 8% from the government, and that number stayed the same in total, in terms of total listings, since 1976. So it's the private market that's actually providing up to 2015. You can see it there, the total stock go basically stagnant. And then you can see, especially since COVID, with more idiotic policies, it goes further down. Now, that's just crazy. Now the government could literally just go onto SQM and have a look at this and think, oh, I'm a bit quack, I don't know what I'm doing, and I stuffed up. And that's what they should do, but they need to win votes from people that don't look at anything. So good on them. But anyway, now, probably furthermore to this is, look, probably I've explained what the government's done wrong, but I probably need to explain what they need to do to get this right. And anyway, look, an easy way to describe this is probably vacancy rates. Now, vacancy rates are basically, it's basically the amount of people that are looking for properties on the market as to how many properties on the market are available. Now, what an even vacancy rate looks like is somewhere between 2.5% and 3%. Now, if you'd like to know what the average vacancy rate at the moment in Australia is, it's somewhere around that 1% mark. Now, 2% is undersupplied, 1% is critically undersupplied. So basically what that means is any property that comes to market is snapped up immediately. Now, that is a terribly bad thing for Australia. And look, if you want to know in terms of an even vacancy rate of between 2.5% and 3%, how many dwellings we would need available, the number would be in advance of 200,000 dwellings. Now, want to know something more? Now, we've got 30,000 dwellings on market. 30,000 dwellings on market for rent at the moment, and for it to be even, we need 200,000 dwellings. Remember that when you go to, especially for renting, or even if you actually genuinely care about Australia, remember that when you go to vote next time, because it truly is just it's a disaster. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, and if you're looking to purchase a property in Australia's best performing suburbs, be sure to reach out via www.compoundinvest.com.au. The details are below. Thanks again, and welcome to the channel. I'll see you on the next one.